I'm joined now from Canberra by Palmer United Party leader Clive Palmer. Clive, good morning to you. Should we be outraged at Bill Shorten's admission he lied, or should we just shrug our shoulders and say, hey, that's politics, all politicians lie?
Well, that's true, but I think we should be more outraged by the fact that the Prime Minister lied to us before the last election, told us last year we had a lot of debt, and the actual fact we don't. People are more concerned about having the government doing something without. I couldn't care less about what goes on in the Labor Party or went on 2 years ago. I'm more concerned about what's happening now in Australia, and we're not having the politicians lie to us again.
Okay. Leader, a couple of things we want to get through with you today. The question of what's being done with the wife and children of that terrorist, Khalid Sharif. Child psychologist Michael Carr-Gregg believes they should be treated as victims and be brought back for treatment here in Australia. What do you say? Should we allow his wife and kids back into the country?
Well, I think it's a difficult one, because certainly they would have been subject to a lot of difficult situations in Syria. But in the final analysis, children are children. We've got to remember that they are victims to this situation, and we need to be able to make sure that they're safe for the community. They need to have some psychological assessment when they arrive in Australia.
Okay, so allow them back in, but monitor them closely.
I think so, yeah.
Now, the government relied on opposition support to close a loophole on asylum seekers. It could have seen a High Court challenge to offshore processing. Are you surprised Labor decided to support the government on this?
I'm not really, because what it really means is that offshore processing has been illegal ever since it started years ago. And the government has been breaching the laws of Australia for a long time, both the Labor and the Liberal Party. And it's very disappointing. If you and I breach the laws, they're trying to put us in jail, but they just changed the law and backdate it and say it's all okay. We really need to hold our government more accountable.
And finally, something close to your heart. You've had a bit to say about the new pension assets test that got through Parliament with support of the Greens. You want to reverse those budget measures. Why?
Well, basically, the pension should be sacrosanct. All Australians at some stage may in their life receive the pension. But, you know, if you're receiving $25,000 in superannuation, you're going to now lose $8,000 from the pension. I don't think that's really fair. And Australians have worked very hard. But all in all, Australia's payout on the pension is about 8 to 9% of our GDP. In Europe and the United States, other countries, is 20%. I don't think we should discard our elderly and get rid of our old age citizens and not remember the contribution they've made to Australia, not just over 1 year, but on many years of their life. That's pretty unfair to do this and hit people when they're at the twilight of their life.
Yeah. All right, Clive Palmer, enjoy the winter hibernation. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Koshi. All the best. Bye.